Today we're making Snickerdoodle cookies, a well-loved old-fashioned New England cookie. It is from New England, but it also has its roots in German ancestry. If you're from New England, you probably have had a Snickerdoodle cookie before and you loved it. If you're not from New England and you don't know about Snickerdoodles, now's your chance. You'll love them too. I have my oven on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's preheated and ready to go. And we're ready to put all of our ingredients together and make these delicious cookies. The ingredients you'll use to make Snickerdoodle cookies are just your normal pantry ingredients, with the exception of cream of tartar. You may or may not have any cream of tartar in your pantry. It is used as a leavening agent with baking soda in this recipe, and it causes the cookie to puff as it's cooking. They're crunchy, they're creamy in the center with a sugar and cinnamon coating that makes them oh so delicious. You're gonna love them. We're starting with 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, and 1/2 cup of shortening. And to that, I'm going to add 2 large eggs at room temperature. And we're just going to mix them all together until they're well combined. You may be inclined to substitute all butter for the shortening. Know that you will most likely change the texture of these cookies, and they have a rather unique texture. So my recommendation would be that you make these cookies as the recipe indicates. It's a long-standing, well-loved, traditional recipe, and see what you think. You're gonna beat these ingredients together for about 2 minutes until they're light and fluffy. I'm going to add the flour mixture all at once. And rather than using the electric beater, I'm going to mix them with a spoon, because this cookie recipe does not like to be over mixed. Stir together the flour mixture and the butter and sugar mixture until it just comes together, till all of the dry bits are incorporated into the batter. And you can really get a good feel for it if you are doing this mixing by hand as opposed to using your electric mixer. Now they are all incorporated and we're ready to make the cookies. But before we do that, we need to mix together 1/4 cup of granulated sugar with 2 teaspoons of some yummy, delicious cinnamon. Combine it well. And I like to use a pretty large bowl for this so that I have plenty of room to roll my cookie batter around in. I want each cookie to be well coated in the sugar and cinnamon mixture. Makes these cookies just so delicious. Next, we're going to make balls about 1.25 inches in size. Roll them, cover them completely with the cinnamon and sugar mixture, and then place them on an ungreased baking sheet about 2 inches apart, and bake them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. The oven is preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to cook my Snickerdoodles in the oven on the center rack, only 1 sheet of cookies at a time. Actually, every time I make any kind of cookies, I like to cook them at 1 sheet at a time. I find that they bake much more evenly. It does take a little bit longer, but it's well worth the effort in the result. After 8 minutes, your Snickerdoodles will be cracked, puffed, and golden. Transfer your cookies to a wire rack to cool. Your Snickerdoodles will be golden around the top and the bottom, puffed, cracked, and when you break them open, tender and delicious.